Hello, troubleshooting tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play a game that's not fighting with my Windows 10. Hopefully this will work today. We're trying something a little differently than last episode. We're back to VLC music rather than chatbot music. So the stream can't control it anymore. But, you know, they could still vote skip, and maybe I would skip it if I was paying attention. No data under the Q tab. Oh, it only syncs up every 5 minutes, I'm gonna say, is when it syncs up. But the Streamlabs chatbot will sync to the Streamlabs webpage every few minutes and just try again in a bit, and it should show it. I forgot about the delay there. I can manually do it, but then I'd have to click stuff. I can see the two of you have already added it, so it'll get synced up there eventually. Anyway, future tubers, don't worry. We're just trying some new commands and troubleshooting everything. As far as the actual episode's concerned, well, last mission was good, other than the audio problems. Today, we've got probably 2 off-camera missions, because that should be very easy, and the other one should be pretty easy as well. We might be at the time to start building aircraft, because I'm kind of excited about building some new jets, honestly, here. So you guys in live chat, you can tell me if the audio volume is too low for a new song, because this is a little different than what it used to be. But I just turned it up a fair bit. Anyway, so yeah, we built some Mag Mark III rifles. These are pretty good. And for the moment, we could build more shock weapons, but I think it's time to start upgrading our Air Force a little bit. You know, we're still on, tier 1 here. So let's start upgrading. I think we'll go Corsairs first for the fighters, and then bombers after. Yeah, the B team's got a couple missions. Yeah, we'll get them going in just a sec. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I can figure out where I'm clicking, we're going to send one of the Assyrius, relocate to one of our new bases. This is base 3, so we're going to go sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now it's loud again. C team will build for the 3rd spare team. Move 1 down, and then we're going to queue up a upgraded Corsair. And it's going to need some new weapons as well, so we can also queue up 2 Mag Storms for it. And we can try to sync them up to finish at the same time, which we might be able to do. Might be more trouble than it's worth. But there. It's going to take about a day. I guess we just have... Oh, we've got a couple extra engineers. Whatever. It's going to take a day and a little bit. And that's basically... It's how long it's going to take per upgraded aircraft. And we need quite a few of them, so... You guys are betting on an easy mission next. A-Team just finished disassembling our alien base. They got a couple things to build and a cruiser to disassemble. And then they'll start working on their aircraft as well. And then B-Team is all ready to go, assuming I remembered. Yeah, they should be fine. Go, B-Team, go. We'll do this one first, and then we'll do this one. It should be okay. Oh yeah, the A-Team, of course, has an advantage in construction, because they've got 60 engineers now. This doesn't sound like OC Remix? You do have a point. This is from my OC Remix album. But I don't want to get a whole bunch of copyright flags, to be fair. Now I want to check. Well, future tubers, we're not going to show this episode anyway, because this will be an easy one. So I'm going to go play with my music a little bit more, now that I'm worried. But it shouldn't be that difficult a mission, so you're probably not missing anything. Because it's just a light shuttle. B team's going to crush it. So I'll see you guys when it's done. It's time to start recording again. Hey, folks. things just got a little interesting. Something that we've never seen before just happened. There's some xenomorphs out here. And there's something up here. Something big. And Evan just took a decent amount of damage, and he didn't even get hit by anything, really. There's also a another Praetorian over here. So yeah, we're gonna show this. Not much has happened, future tubers. You didn't miss much up till this exact second. So we got 3 xenomorphs and maybe 4. Now I would like to catch something. Make no mistake. I did not bring any like shock cannons. I do have shock charges. I don't know if I've ever tried a shock charge on them. Thinking that might be fun. Just right there, get those 2. Now, Evan probably should get you out of there. You're gonna need to get some better cover. This is better. You're at a good angle there. Unfortunately, 2 of my like capture type dudes are way over in the wrong area. Just everything hurts. Should hurt. I haven't ever actually tried a shock weapon. A shock. We're gonna do it. Is this smart? I don't know. It's interesting. Sometimes I just like interesting. We'll move the tank out of the way a little bit. I sure hope that actually affects them. Move the... Oh yeah, there you go. Hey pretty. How you doing up there? Yeah. Well, tank, you got one job, basically. It's to keep her entertained for a little while. I do need someone to trigger that. Should trigger. Well, we got one of them. I give it adequate out of 3. Now I'll get you out of the way there, Danny. So I know there's a Sizen up there. There's a Praetorian that's not asleep. And there's a warrior that's not asleep. We can deal with him, though. Sorry, soldier. It had to be done. Alright. Go around this way with the doomed guy. Keep an eye on things up back. Where are all my shock rifles, guys? One shock rifle here. Number 2. Do I only have 3 people with shock rifles? I feel like I'm just down on good shock rifles. 1 shotgun, 3 shock rifles. Nobody else has any good shock weapons. Okay. You'll probably live. Don't worry about that guy. I like this. We can sneak up and kill something up here. Next turn. Alright, let's see what happens. That's only 100 damage. Another popper came out. Now, we have caught a queen before. I don't really need to catch this one. But now... Scimitar. He's doing a good job. That's the most dangerous thing. Okay, so if you haven't seen these before, I'm not trying to, run right over yet. The ranged attack the Queen uses is very similar to the Toxic Cannon. It does a 3x3 area of effect explosion. Even the tank was taking a fair amount of damage from it. It can easily 1 or 2 shot your guys. So, it was lucky we had a tank up there. And this is another exploding type guy. Excellent shooting. I didn't really need to kill it anyway. I mean, I have a sniper back here. Now, did we... I don't think we caught the Praetorian. We did. So, it woke up inside the blue goo. What? Friggin' civilians. It woke up inside... Like, last turn we hit it with a shock charge. It was not asleep. And then this turn started inside the blue goo. And it actually knocked it out with 1 shock charge. Like, that's more impressive than I expected. That's good. We can at least see it from there. Okay. So that should be all the xenomorphs. Well, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. These guys explode pretty big. If you're next to them when they do that, you probably die. Squatch Meal's not in the safest spot. Alright, we're not going to be able to do anything this turn, but keep an eye on things with Danny up there. This was supposed to be a really easy mission, but the Queen definitely made it a little bit more interesting, so... We'll let the future troopers watch the end of it, rather than cutting things into tons of pieces. Hopefully we don't lose our tank. It's too expensive. Should probably be checking this corner behind us. I figured if there's anything over here, it would have came out already. Where did all the Xenos come from? This tiny little UFO. Crazy, right? Ouch. Stop it. Dang it. Lightning bastards. Oh, B-team, you don't have your tank. Well, that sucks. Oops. I meant to do the rapid fire rather than the only shoot one and do nothing and stand there. It cost more to do that shot than the one I wanted to do. That's fine. It's fine. Don't panic. Here. For killing my tank, we're gonna bring you back to the base. Does the tank count as a kill? Not for the betting game. Luckily for you guys. Well, let's see if this works. Why? That doesn't make any sense either. Nothing makes sense on this mission. It's all whacked. Here, go to sleep. I'm glad I'm recording this mission, because this has not been according to plan, even in the slightest. Well, he's suppressed at least. Let's make this environment... Welcome to Earth. Oh. Never mind. We don't know how to throw grenades on Earth. Okay, welcome to Earth, I said. There we go. There's too many of them inside that UFO. Thornum wants to charge in there. Where's Thornum? Rides is over here. Oh, you're over here. There you go. We'll go on this guy. Well, you took out the door at least. That helps. Now, you did get shot in the back. Because you opened the door, probably. This has been a bit of a mess. Good. At least the gas has worked better than average. The blue goo worked really well. The green goo over here has been, I'd say, relatively effective. Is there still someone inside this UFO? Another dead Praetorian. Does that mean we missed somebody outside? Everyone, check your back! There you go. Alright, we got ourselves a win. Not quite flawless. Evan took a hit from the Queen. We managed to capture a Praetorian, which is good. That's another axe. And all in all, it wasn't that hard. It's unfortunate that our tank got taken out. But, I mean, I guess you don't need it for the Andron missions, right? Alright. Let's send them home, re-equip, and send them up. I can put some sort of tank on there. Well, the problem with the retired siege tank is it doesn't have any weapons. Good luck. That's all you got. Everyone else is, no one took any serious damage. Evan's just gonna go back out like that. We'll re-equip the rocket. We're fighting Androns now, so maybe shock weapons. We still have shock charges. Alright. Do we have enough, Oh, they can still make another scimitar. Dang. That's not cheap. I hope I don't lose any more scimitars. These guys are too expensive. And I do want more of these cool cannons. They're really good. Took out the Queen. Squad wipe against the Andron mission? Yeah, maybe. We did get a couple more stun grenades, I guess. Alright. Go quick. Get there before it's night. Or things are going to get real sketchy. Don't waste our precious resources. That was not a waste. Those fibers saved your lives. If you hadn't had a tank up there, I can almost guarantee you the Queen would have killed somebody. Speaking of cannon weapons, here, it's a plasma cannon. It's for one of the tanks. But it's an explosive. It's more like closer to a rocket than the AP ones. Oh. So you don't always get that. The AP plasma cannon is actually from one of the data hacks. I should have researched the plasma cannon a long time ago, because this is better than the Elenium cannon. Upgrade. You're gonna make it. Alright. Future tubers. That was supposed to be a nice, easy, nothing mission. I'm gonna cut out here again. This is just Androns. It's only a medium. But just like last time, if something crazy happens, I will certainly cut back in to watch. But yeah, we'll see you guys shortly. Not thanks for watching. I'll see you in a second. Just a cut. Hey there, Androners, Andronubers, Andrubers, something like that. Welcome back, future tubers. We successfully cleared this mission. Danny took a bunch of bullets right to the face, so he's out for a while. The rest of the team took some minor issues. It was a bit of a weird, like, all wild up and down kind of mission, but they're just Androns, and they can't really hurt our power armor much. So it's not too hard to rush in with those guys and clean up. So, that's it. Back to the main screen, which is where I want to be. The A team has successfully disassembled more stuff. We're going to start building the Corsairs, like I'd said earlier, probably, hopefully in this episode. So we're going to send our old ones to their respected third tier of, bases. And we're going to start building Corsairs for everybody. Oops. Just 2 guns is necessary. And I do kind of like to play a little mini game here where I try to match up the finish times. It's apparently exactly 1/3 in Engineers if you're trying to do 1 Corsair and 2 Megastorms. Some flash grenades. I don't think we'll use them, but I'll have a look at their stats. Equipment. Grenades. So we've got these advanced flashbangs. The difference between the first flashbang that I only used a few times and realized they sucked is, I don't know, 60 suppression to 80 suppression. So I found that 60 suppression in Tier 1 was not working. Usually the aliens were not suppressed. They resisted it. So in Tier 2, I never even tried a Tier 1 flashbang. The Tier 2 ones do have 20 more suppression and a wider area, but I don't know. I don't think it's very reliable. I'm sure you can build them for cheap if you want to test them out. I'm not really interested in it, but maybe if I have nothing else to do, we'll try. For now, though, we have lots of other things to build. Also, we're in the money. Look at this. Almost 3 million. The Soviets continue to give us the most money. Europe is not super happy, but everyone else seems to love us. Plus almost 500,000 from the Soviets this season, this month. So that's great. This is a good sign that we're keeping the airs clear and we're not overspending. Like, we could be building more stuff in our bases, but then the maintenance cost would go up. So we're actually in a nice positive balance. We can definitely afford to build some aircraft now, increase our upkeep costs, build more stuff if we want to. Excellent. Meanwhile, B team, well, yeah. They might need a new scimitar. Seeing as a certain jerk with a lightning cannon killed the last one. Luckily, they build fast. They're just very expensive. Oh, this is good. By the way, this is probably something we should build everywhere at least once. The AP plasma cannon. So I don't know about the other vehicle weapons. I haven't tested them all, but I've really had good luck out of the AP cannons. And if you compare it to the old AP Alenium cannon, we've had very good success with. 28 range, 240 damage, up to 30 range, so it's even longer range, another 50 damage or so. Small area of effect, so you don't do friendly fire too often. Ignores a little bit more armor, I think. A lot more, or wait, hold on. Yeah, a little bit more. So it's like 90 more damage plus 20 more armor ignore. A little bit less ammo, but that's fine. I think on the scimitars, this is going to be really, really nice. So, I like it. It also does, like, if you're comparing it to, like, the cannon version rather than the AP cannon, these things do incendiary damage, which does ignore armor often, but some enemies have incendiary armor. It's just they're generally weak to it. But it's explosive damage, and it doesn't shred armor. The AP ones do kinetic damage, which means they do have better defense against it, although we ignore a lot and do a ton of damage. But this does mean they shred their armor. Like, if this hits something that doesn't die, it has shredded so much armor, it's probably the next shot will kill it. So, anyway, I'm a fan. Pretty much out of vehicle weapons now. Lots of random aircraft weapons that I'm not too excited about. So let's get the anti-grav generator started. Sorry, Hades, you can't just generate points the way the BlueAnkylo can. I think I will queue one of these up, though. They're also very cheap, so it's not like it costs us anything specifically to build them. One of the reasons I really like them, unlike some of these other weapons that uses alloys, we can build these things practically for free. Is this Trials of Mana or Second Densetsu 3? Thought I forgot to assign some engineers somewhere. Just double checking. Okay. Time is flying by. So we got a new scimitar. The unequipped siege tank did not do a very good job on that Andron mission. In case you weren't watching, it was a little bit underpowered. But scimitar with AP plasma cannon should help out. Also, we're getting close to our engineer upgrade. You know, Hades, you can just manually give anyone you want to 50 of your points. You could give them all away to me. Plasma rocket. Another vehicle weapon. If you were using the seeker cars, the ones that can only equip rockets, you'd probably want to rush for this. But, I don't know. Rockets. We'll just finish up the rest of the tech. Alright, we've completed a bunch of plasma batteries. And we finished some more guns. Oh, right, for this one. I guess the AP plasma cannon takes some time. Anyway, this is for our new Corsair. Alright, our first Corsair is complete. Look at that. Pretty looking. Look at how fat. Look at it's so nice. It's so much nicer than these things. It's such a pretty looking plane. It's fast. X-37 Corsair. We'll build some more. But first off, we'll get these plasma cannons. Second, completed. You want to give everyone in the stream 50 of your points. You just have to type it out yourself, that's all. But you can do that. Alright. We now have the Xenonauts with AP plasma cannon. I haven't tried any RPG Maker programs. Way back in the young Ankylo days, I have done a bit of RPG making. So that was before I learned actual programming, though. And now I kind of make fun of them. But I do know how they work, and they're pretty cool. Alright, for now, let's just focus on building more cool aircraft. A-Team goes to Soviets and builds another Corsair. I didn't even do the math. I'm not even 100% sure I've got enough resources to make all the weapons and stuff here. Okay. Oh, you should probably get those grenades out of the way. And then we actually don't need the Elenium cannon anymore. Okay, this is kind of a cool... This is a bit of acapella, but it's pretty cool. Alright. We got the grenades. Let's keep going on aircraft for now. I want to have my 3 main bases have a squad of 3 Corsairs as soon as we can. B team sends old ones to South America and then builds a new one. There you go, Thornton. Just remove some... just take his points away. I actually don't even know if you can do that command, to be honest. So we need 6 here. Oops. And then like 3 or 4 there for it to be balanced in time. Hyper missile. Okay. So. Oh yeah, points removed, not remove points. That makes sense. So the hyper missile. Ooh, Thornham can give the points away. Ah. I have to be careful with that, giving mods the power to generate Ankylo points. Anyway, this is a missile slot, a missile mount, so it's a normal mount, basically. And, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know when we would necessarily want to use them, but it's going to compete with the plasma missile, because it's a damage-dealing, aircraft missile. It does way less damage per missile, right? Like, so the plasma missile does 210 damage times 6 big hits. So that's about around 1200 damage. The hyper missile, though, it only does 22 per hit, but it fires really fast. Like, it's the hyper missile. A large number of low yield missiles at a high rate of fire. So it fires them at 600 RPMs, which is 20 times faster. It's got 2,000. It's got a pretty similar range, and it does a total of 1,100 damage. So a slightly smaller total amount of damage. Now these things have a wider arc, so it's sometimes easier to hit with a plasma missile. But in a relatively narrow beam forwards, this thing will fire missiles super fast that are pretty quick. I guess the main thing is, like it says here, it defeats the anti-missiles. If an enemy aircraft is shooting your missiles down, this will bypass that nearly entirely. So that's interesting. I don't know exactly when I want that, but let's see how expensive it is to build. Phase 2 is kind of when the air game starts to get complicated. So it costs us 2 alloys instead of 2 alloys. So it's exactly the same price as a plasma missile. Which one do you want? I don't even know which one's better, to be honest. Either way, we don't have any craft that use normal mounts right now, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, another plasma cannon done. Oh, I should probably equip that on our car. And then continue the air upgrades. That is the name of the stream, isn't it? Corsair. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit boring by always having the same loadouts for my craft. It's easier to keep track of things if you just use the same loadout every time. But it might be a little bit more boring, I don't know. And I don't get to experiment as much, because I always have the same kind of stuff. Speaking of new missiles that who knows when you want to use them, it's the Piranha missile. So, this is another normal mount, so similar tier as the hyper missile. Tier 2 type of missile. Instead of small high damage missiles like the plasma missile, this is a larger number. So I guess this is like in between hyper missile and plasma missile. 30 RPM, 600 RPM, 300 RPM. Does anyone want to do some math? This doesn't seem like enough damage total for me to warrant piranhas. This is going to be less than 1,000 damage at pretty low range. Very wide arc. Super fast missiles. This seems kind of weak. I guess the projectile speed is so high that, maybe they can't barrel roll out of them. But it definitely does less damage than a plasma or hyper missile can. So it's got to have some sort of other advantage. It fires pretty quick for a missile. Like, that's 10 times faster than plasma. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Alright, so we're just gonna keep building up our Corsair Brigade. We're actually making pretty good time through them all. This is the final old Assyrius that we're sending down to the Soviets. So they'll have a wing of 3 in a second. I mean, one perk of using the same equipment loadout on all your aircraft is it definitely makes things more interchangeable between all the different bases. I don't have to check which base I'm using or which ship I'm using. But while we're learning about tech, I thought I was giving them to the Soviets. Well, I'm giving them to my Soviet base. It'd be cool if you could arm the nations, though, like that. Okay, so we just spent a lot of time talking about aircraft missiles in a normal mount. Now we're back into the cannon mount. So these compete with the Mag Storms, the Plasma Blasters, those types of weapons for your interceptors primarily. This is if you want your interceptors to do damage to the bigger ships. But not that much damage. 400 damage total. It's a long-range, tiny arc. You can only fire it directly forward at reasonably good range. And it does a big damage per hit, but it does use alien weapons, which are kind of hard to get a ton of. That's why I don't build these very much. And it's only 400 damage. The Mag Storm does more damage total, although it has a lower range and you need to be behind the target, but usually your interceptors can do that. So I don't really see much value in this Corvette Spear. There was one of these in Tier 1 that I never built. It's better than that, but that doesn't mean much if the other cannons are way better. So you could have one of your interceptors with 2 of these, and they could do 800 damage to a medium. But the tiny arc makes it really hard to use, you'd find. It has no lock-on time, but you still have to fire it just in a needle straight ahead. And that's unfortunate. Hard to do a lot of fancy maneuvers, basically. Oh, gotta wait a second for the second Mag Storm there. I'm starting to like seeing all these cool new jets, though. I went to the wrong base, I think. I only queued up one Mag Storm here. That's what happened. Yeah. My bad. That must have been what happened, right? I'm a little bit confused by my trickery there. Let's see. We still queued up here? Okay. Alright, we're fine. Just got a little bit mixed up. This goes to South America, and we just keep building more Corsairs for now. I think, rather than trying to time them to end on the same second, let's not do that. Making things more complicated than I like. The idea was I could equip them as soon as they're finished. Or I could just build the Mag Storms first. I don't know. Yeah. So this was actually done wrong. I queued up an extra one I didn't need to. I just got confused. Just a confused Ankylo. No big deal. Nothing to see here, folks. Alright. Let's just, let's finish one, then we'll finish the other again. It'll take the same amount of time. Well, it'll take more real time. Just changing gears. Okay, Sonar Pulse while we're getting weapons. So many weapons. Now we've got... This is the kind of weapon the landing ships were using that were hitting us at longish range, although ours are not very long range, but any angle at long range taking damage. It competes with your cannon weapons, so it does small damage with a lot of ammo, and it fires pretty darn fast, honestly. At a pretty much wide arc. Almost anything forward of you in short range will take this damage. The thing here, though, again, is kind of the total damage output. Even though you could calculate the DPS, I guess, compared to a Mag Storm. It fires, say, 3 times faster, approximately. So, if this does 24 DPS, This thing is doing times 3, 24 DPS, approximately. So they're both doing the same amount of damage per sort of time unit. This thing is wider range, wider arc, lower range. This thing has a total of nearly 700 damage. This thing has a total of 80, actually, 480, 720 damage, I think. So it's pretty similar. Uses alien weapons, though. I guess if you ran out of alloys, maybe, but I don't see what role this really fills. I don't know. It's just one of those optional weapons, I guess, right? Anyway, one more to go. Okay, this base, fully Corsaired up. Now we just gotta upgrade our bombers. So now we're building Lancers instead of Corsairs. And for now, just building the plasma torpedoes. I think these guys will build a little bit quicker for some reason. Oh, this is not. I could make them finish at the same second, but let's not bother. Better labor unions? If you guys start making a union, then I know who's going on the next mission with no power armor. Pretty sure that's the rule. Alright, that's our first Lancer. Luckily, the aliens are giving us a little bit of time to build up. Oh, workshops! Thank you. We're making lots of good progress today. This episode's getting the air power upgrade. So these guys, you know, compared to the Foxtrot, they're bigger. They're a bit faster. That's one of the big advantages, is catching up with bombers quicker and having longer range and all that. They're not really much more agile in combat, but they're faster, they're a bit stronger. Maybe they'll survive one hit from the Terror battleship. Nah. I have low expectations there. Was I... No, we're just going to keep building them. I thought I was going to do something different here, but no. Oh, I know what I was going to do. We have to hire more engineers. But for now, A-Team is just focusing on building their Tier 2 jets. I will look at building some Lotuses, though. I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. So in B-Team and C-Team, they're going to go up to 60 engineers as well, which I think will lighten the workload a little bit. Yeah. I've got 2 spare hangars in bases 4, 5, and 6. And we'll do the same thing in these bases too. Because our main bases don't have enough room for a lot of spare hangars, but these guys might as well be fully, you know, geared to the teeth. I might even build more plasma batteries down here. Because so much money. I think I will be okay with a second radar, though. Just to give us better coverage. Because these guys already had double radar. Don't forfeit your Ankylo points. Why don't you want your Ankylo points? You don't have to be a red Ankylo. You just need to get to tier 3. It doesn't take that long. All right. So anyway, we're focusing here to build more jets. So the last tech for the moment here, focus lens. This is the weapon, basically, that the light shuttle had. It's got another very wide firing arc, but it does a ton of damage per hit. So this is a very, very short range, big boom cannon weapon. I actually kind of like this one. I've seen this one in the past a little bit. It fires a little slow, but as long as you're in range, no lock on, just boom, and then you can turn around and do it again, basically. Just barrel roll on top of somebody and boom them. So 700 damage over 2 hits. It's actually similar damage to these, except the main thing is uses these light weapon systems. So if you've got spare light weapon systems, this actually might be worth it, because it's kind of more DPS. It's just a 350 and one big kaboom. And if you've got 2 or 3 fighters flying, then they can do 700 or over 1,000 damage in just one shot. And that'll kill a lot of interceptors for a while, so... this one might be worth it, maybe. I don't know. I was planning on buying more researchers in March, or April that is, but there's nothing to research, so it's just a waste of money right now. So these labs will just be empty until we find new tech that we need. It'll just save us a little bit of upkeep. And right now, let's just keep on building. There's still lots of stuff to build. I would expect, though, we'll see the next wave of aliens before too long. Plasma torpedoes. Alright, so, with that, we can send our last backup bomber from A-Team to Soviet Team, and they'll have a 3-pack of each once they get there. So I think now the A-Team is actually going to, before I build their final Lancer, because then there won't be any room to build more stuff, I think I'll build a couple Lotuses. I don't know if they're going to be worth it, but I'll build a couple just because they're special. These teams are still lagging a little bit behind, but they're almost... They'll catch up quicker once they've got their extra engineers. Unless they run out of materials, I guess. Alright, another full wing here. C-Team's moving on to Foxtrot upgrades. Relocating their guys to South Africa. Man, we're going to have so much air power once this is all done. How about naming some things? Well, there's a lot of aircraft that could be renamed, technically. It gets more complicated with weird names, but I need a naming convention like FX and then name, or CO then name, or core, something like that. For now, though, I'm just focusing on building. Once we get to the end of the recording episode, then I'll talk more about renaming. Because I know there was a couple of vehicles we wanted to get added in. Okay. Keep on building. Well, it didn't take very long. There's our next wave. Central America doesn't have any Lancers yet, so we don't get to see them out. An extreme landing ship. That's great. So this is the final, assuming we catch one. This is actually really good. This will have our, assumedly, our final civilian operator. Civilian, I think extreme and landing both have the same operators, whether it's a normal landing or a normal extreme. On the downside, we don't really need the civilian terror troops, which this also has. Win some, lose some. I would have preferred a normal landing ship because it'd be easier. I need a Sizen terror ship, or terror extreme landing ship for Sizens, because we still need to capture their terror soldiers. We're going to send the Corsairs out to shoot down the fighters. Bomber cruiser, well, isn't it nice that South Africa has some jets now? Oh, also, we have this pretty new thing. It's going to need titanium anti-missiles and then a torpedo. Might as well make it the best torpedo. And then some type of missile. So let's give it a plasma torpedo. What kind of missile should we give it? Basic damage. Shoots really fast. Not that good. I mean, the hyper missile seemed kind of neat. Plasma missile is just sort of reliable. Old reliable. Piranha's too short range. I guess it comes down to plasma or hyper. Plasma's got a bit longer range. Fires closer to how the torpedoes work. This thing has no lock-on time. I guess if I bring this, it'll bypass the anti-missile system so that the torpedoes will connect. Ah, yeah, you know, that might be a good combo. Okay. Because that way, if their anti-missiles are too busy shooting these down, they won't be able to shoot the actual big torpedoes down. That seems like an okay mix. Some more interceptors there. We're not fully armed yet. Maybe South America can distract them? That's not good. Foxtrots can't handle that. You need a battle star? Yeah. Everyone wants battle stars. I don't know why that guy didn't reload. This is B team. One of his mag weapons didn't reload. At least according to this. I think I've seen this before. I think it's a little bit of a bug from like equipping one and then the other. Well, we're gonna try throwing these two Corsairs in the way here. Alright. Meanwhile, a relatively easy old mission. Nothing special here, probably. Just dealing with some fighters with our old Asirius. It's kind of too bad that this is our first mission for today, but it'll be fine. Alright, let's kill these fools. Maybe. Might not be my best barrel roll. Ah, totally fine. Like a champ. Like a boss, right? Alright. Better get some sleep. I getcha. No sleep for me. It's only 9 p.m. I might need a break for some food at some point, but... Okay, we're gonna try to shoot this down with the Asirius. They've got the Mag Storms. This is kind of the biggest ship they could take out. The key here is to be running perpendicular. We've done this a couple times. That big gun will kill you dead, but we're just fast enough that it can't seem to hit us at max range. And it does take a long time to reload. Alright. See, who needs fancy weapons when you got cool strategy? Alright. Turn and finish it. And that's kind of why the max damage is important, is to make sure you can kill with the damage output you've got. Okay. One mission for next time. This is the big one, though. I guess we should just try to target them. It would be relatively annoying if it caught up with the Foxtrots. Oh, light shuttle escorts. They're actually not that hard. This is actually a good combo. One thing that's kind of curious is landing ships, the base constructor ships, they often seem to get weird escort missions. Like, they don't always get fighter escorts. Like, there has been landing ships with, like, terror battleship escorts. So I'm not sure exactly why it works like that. But we've got the range, and we've got the DPS here. We can kind of go straight at them. They will kill us maybe in one shot, because they've got those focus pulse laser things, whatever they're called. We actually might want to slow it down, just to give us a little bit more time to shoot them before they get a chance to shoot us. But this should be pretty safe. Yeah. Now, if you had a weaker weapon, that might be a little bit harder. I don't know. Anyway, we don't even really want to fight. We really don't want to shoot this down right now. So we can just get out of here. We still want him to spawn a base, because that's a good mission to do. You could not get a base, though, if you don't want to. If you don't want to do a base mission, just shoot it down. Anyway, we'll let him do his thing. Once he lands, we'll send some Foxtrots to shoot him down as soon as he takes off. Better shoot him down, because I think my Foxtrots are getting shot down. How? Foxtrots only have torpedoes. If they fire a torpedo, these guys... If I manually do this, I will do no damage. They will barrel roll over every fighter, and I wonder what happens if we just try to run away, but... Let's do for honesty. Let's see what would happen.
It looks evil, let's do it.
Honesty. Yeah. It's not even close. We did 0 damage. They have anti-missiles that shoot them down, and they just barrel roll all over the place. How did that give me 100% auto battle? Let's see how the Corsairs do. They didn't reload one of the mag weapons, so we're at half strength. But we're a lot more agile than the old Assyrius were. Take that, tier 2. Oh, almost got him. One more shot. These guys are pretty cool, right? We're at, instead of 3 with 2 weapons each, we're at 2 with a total of 3 weapons, and they still trash those guys. Alright. This might be our last constructed Corsair. At least for now. Oh yeah, alloys. I was a little bit concerned that we would run out of alloys here before we got to the end. We're probably not going to go past our current number of weapons for a while. We can actually upgrade the aircraft as long as we have enough of the weapons built. But like, we're not out of alloys, we just used a lot. See you later, Grotham. Have a good snooze. Okay, you need to build yourself a torpedo. Luckily, the torpedoes are pretty cheap. Oh, we already queued one up. Good thinking, Blue. Okay, so that's the plasma torpedo for the Lotus. just build the hyper missile while we're thinking about it. Oh, I guess base 2 was doing nothing for a couple seconds. And I need to build 2, right? Yeah, the last 2, no big deal. Everyone's getting armed up. Hyper missile ready. Okay, so our first Lotus. Plasma torpedo in the heavy mount. Hyper missile in the low mount. The normal or light mount. And then an anti-missile. So it can't be hit by enemy missiles for the most part. It can torpedo them and hyper missile them. It's pretty cool. I think we'll build one more here, because I technically have the resources for one more. So I can't actually move it to start building the next one until I finish equipping it. So I'm just going to queue up the next plasma torpedo and the next hyper missile for the next Lotus that we'll build. And then I need to find a base that's like centralized, so that hopefully wherever, like I might send them to the Soviet Union, so that wherever the terror ship comes, hopefully we'll be able to get that Lotus there and try it out against something really scary. Okay, it's landed, so we want to send our bombers out pretty quick here. The 2 Lancers will be able to do it, plus they've got more fuel than the other guys. So much air upgrade. Now we might have a small problem here if we can't move these. Yeah. Can't move them until they're repaired more. So I guess preemptively we'll just build 2 more plasma torpedoes for the replacements. Hopefully, well, they're probably not going to be repaired in 12 hours. We'll have to figure something to do here. And then just in case that doesn't work, let's see, let's send back. I really want to shoot this down. It's very important we get this mission. So just in case one team runs out of fuel, let's send some more Foxtrots just in case. There's no way it's getting out of there. Okay, we gotta do this mission pretty soon though. It's a robot mission, we should probably do that. And then we'll have civilian landing ship terror mission, and then we'll have a base! So for the future tubers, we'll probably do this one off camera. I'll show you the extreme one for sure, and I'll show you the base for sure. But we better end the episode here while we get our guys geared up. We've made a good dent in our air upgrade. A-Team is basically fully upgraded to tier 2 ships. They've still got... we'll replace one of these Lancers once we're done with the Lotuses. This one's actually ready to move, so let's move it to, I think I'll go to Australia. I mean, it's... You have no idea where the Terror battleship will show up. But I don't think the Soviet Union has, I don't think they've got the spare hangars yet. They're gonna have... I want to have these 2 built before I move it there, so... Australia, I guess, we'll get some cool ship. Let's, move our cool Lotus over there. To Australia. I don't know if it's a great idea to spend your extreme parts on Lotuses. Like, I was pretty sure the Firebirds in Phase 1 were a waste. The Tier 2 ones seem a lot better, but the Tier 3 special ships might be even better, so... They use the same parts no matter which one you build, basically. But, you know, we'll build a couple anyway, and... I think, technically... If we combine resources, we'd have enough for a 3rd one. Because we've done enough Terror battleships with all the different, we could probably build 1, maybe even 2 more, if I moved all the stuff. I might do that between episodes if I feel real excited, send them all to the A-Team. Anyway, for now, future tubers, this is time to call it an episode. We're gonna plan a next couple missions, and, probably next couple episodes will be missions, and then the next sort of time jump, we'll finish our air power. Do keep an eye on our upkeep, though. As we finish all these jets, our upkeep is going up pretty fast. And, you know, I did expand my engineers recently. They're not quite at the base yet, but that'll speed things up. And then we're kind of, we're getting close to the end of Phase 2, where we're just kind of chilling out. There's not a lot to research. There's still a couple data hacks to go, but for the most part, we're just going to start waiting for Phase 3 before too much longer. So I'm in a pretty good position. We'll just power up as much as we can, because, again, not to scare you or nothing, but the jump between Phase 1 and Phase 2 was scary but manageable. The jump from Phase 2 to Phase 3 is worse and very scary. And then if you're the more ahead you are in Phase 2, any phase, then the less behind you'll be when you start the next phase. So simple enough. We want to get as strong as we can, and then as soon as Phase 3 starts, we just gotta power through, get some tech, and hope that we can keep up with those alien scum. So I will see you guys next episode. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.